This is my rare Volkswagen Beetle 2.3 V5 Sport. Since owning this car from November last year, we have discovered together on this YouTube channel that this car is holding a lot of secrets and it needs a lot of work and, trust me, a lot of upgrades. I have been on a mission to bring this Beetle back to life and to show you guys that this is one of the ultimate project cars that you can own for not a lot of money. It's now the dreaded MOT time, so we need to find out will it pass the MOT. But first, let's have a quick recap of what we've done with the car so far. From day one, the dashboard was a Christmas tree, so many dents and scratches from the previous owner, a very badly painted spoiler, wheels that need a refurb, smashed fog lights and misty headlights, abused brakes and running gear, removed the entire front end to replace an alternator in the worst place ever, fitted inverter, attached thousands of LED Christmas lights, and then drive to the Auto Addicts Christmas meet, get a small feature in an Auto Addicts video, meet Chris and Garager Luke, get the car back in the workshop, make a mess and give it its first service in years. Polish the headlights and fix all of the lights that were smashed and needs new bulbs. Find out I had a window regulator delete and fix the window. Discover that my car was almost crashed on the Nürburgring and had eyelashes for some reason. Fit a sun strip because race car. Drive to Cafe Dan Machine for a PetrolHeadonism meetup to find YouTubers and harass them to ask them what they think to my Volkswagen Beetle. So now we're all caught up, let's finally get the car over to AGP to get the MOT done. So if you're watching from outside the UK, you might be wondering, what is an MOT? Basically, it's a yearly inspection. Every car over 3 years old has to pass to stay road legal. So if I want to keep driving my car, it has to pass this test. So did the car pass the MOT? Nope. It is an instant fail, and it has failed on windscreen washer not working, needs water in the bottle, coil spring fractured or broken, shock absorbers has serious fluid leak, e.g. my shocks are f***ed. However, today we are going to upgrade this car, get it back on the road and get it show ready because we have got a show to get to in a few days time. So let's get to work. So let's kickstart with something relatively easy to do, which will make the inside of the car 10 times better. I've been on eBay, which is a dangerous place to be, and I have bought myself one of these cheap Android Apple CarPlay head units, but I didn't want something that was overly cumbersome in the middle of the car. I want something I can connect to, make hands-free calls, do some maps, and obviously I wanted to make it look a little bit funky inside of here as well. £40, I'll drop a link in the description below so you can go out and get yourself one of these. But first we need to get this out of the center console. Now what I found that's really helpful to remove this, believe it or not, a jigsaw blade. I know, it looks a little bit dodgy, but you have two little slots here, and what you want to do is put the blade into the unit as far as you can go and then pull, and away it comes, and it should just come on out, hopefully. So once you release the head unit from the center console, get into the back and release the ISO connectors. For my car, I needed some additional fascia blocks. Then I installed a security cage, reconnected the ISO connectors, and the head unit turned straight on. And now I have a head unit that supports Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay and Android Link. What a result! So, next job. It's time we finally attack the spoiler and get something done on the back end of this car, because this is ugly right now. I love the spoiler, but it's in this horrible primer stroke half pink when it was painted, I think from the guys who went to the Nürburgring. We've got 4 nuts on the underside of the boot lid. We're going to release those and we're just going to paint it just to make it look a little bit more pleasing to the eye. I have plans for the car, so we're not going to go too crazy, but we are going to fix this today. So I got down to my local Halfords, picked up a tin of gloss black, body lacquer, etch primer and sanding sponges. Then a 10mm spanner to release the nuts on the inside of the boot lid, and with a little bit of persuasion, the spoiler comes straight away. Time to break out the sanding sponges and work down the grits in order to get the spoiler as smooth as possible, ready for primer and paint. I soon regretted starting this job because I didn't realise how dusty it was going to be. But now with the workshop door open and a lot more sanding, we were soon ready to start hitting it with primer. After 3 layers of primer, we can add some colour. As I said, we're not going crazy, but a gloss black would be perfect for this. After 2 layers of gloss black, we can now get some lacquer on it, and then we just leave it to dry in the sun as we crack on with some other jobs. Let's get the Beetle jacked up and on some axle stands. I could tell these back wheels haven't been off in a long time, so I had to bust out some Cobra Kai karate. And it was exactly the same for the other side. I'm sure we can all agree now digging into this car that it needs some love. So now the wheels are off and the car's on axle stands at the back, we are going to attack the rear discs and pads and even top mounts for the shocks as well. Big thank you to Febi Bilstein for helping with the parts. They sent all these through to me, and we've got a lot of Febi Bilstein parts going on this car today. New discs, new pads, and fresh new mounts. There's something else that should be coming, but it's not arrived yet, so fingers crossed that arrives soon. I'm going to soak everything in WD-40 and brake cleaners to try and clean some of this area off, get the wire brush out. This hasn't been done for a long time, so this was definitely due to be done on this car. Whilst I'll strip down these rear brakes, let me tell you a little bit more about Febi Bilstein, as they are one of the biggest and most trusted names in the game. They've been supplying OE matching parts for over 175 years, covering everything from suspension and steering to brakes, engine components, filters and more. Febi specialises in parts for German and European vehicles, whilst their sister brand Blueprint focuses on Japanese and American car parts. So together, they've got pretty much everything covered no matter what you drive. Another great thing about Febi Bilstein is the fact that all their parts come with a 3-year manufacturer warranty, which gives you that extra bit of peace of mind when you're fixing or upgrading your ride. And if you're still not sure what part you need, the Febi parts finder on their website is super easy to use. Just punch in your reg or a part number and it'll bring up everything that fits your car. Let's see what we're looking for. Brake fluid, no. Drive shafts, no. Calipers. We need calipers because these are horrible. You can grab both Febi Bilstein and Blueprint parts from trusted motor factors just like Motor Parts Direct, so they are never hard to get hold of. So whilst I wrestle with this brake wind-back tool, I just want to say a massive thanks to Febi Bilstein for backing me and supporting the V5 Beetle build. I couldn't have done it without you guys. And also my friend Tom from It In The Detail, who's been helping me with the brakes in the background. I got a feeling you're going to see a lot more of him in up-and-coming videos.
Look at that! Did a thing!
I did a thing! I'm a big boy! I got tools and everything! After my very manly outburst, it was time to put on the brake disc. Tighten it back up, put the brake pads into the calipers, and just like that, one side is done. Moving on to the other side, it was rinse and repeat. Clean, loosen caliper bolts, try and remove the caliper by any means necessary, remove the old brake disc, wind back the piston in the caliper, clean it with a wire brush, fit the new brake disc, brake pads into the caliper and tighten the caliper back up to the carrier. And whilst I was in there, mask up the brakes, spray on some etch primer and paint the calipers a nice retro red. Feeling really happy with how I was getting on, I went next door and started making some free stickers for the show we were going to attend. And then a very special delivery from Motor Parts Direct arrived at my workshop. You are my saviour.
I am.
You're like Jesus.
Your name's Craig, is it?
That is me. I am Craig. Is that my box?
Yeah.
Amazing. Jesus brought me a box. I have been so excited about its delivery, as these parts stroke upgrades are not only essential, but will increase the performance of my car dramatically. So let's take a look what's in the box. So here's the game changer. A full set of Bilstein B14 coilovers sent over by the legends at Motor Parts Direct. These are height adjustable coilovers built on Bilstein's world-class monotube gas pressure technology, the same tech trusted in motorsport setups. So let's start on the rear of the car and get that suspension off. The B14 kit is a direct bolt-on upgrade. It's zinc coated for corrosion resistance and a fixed dampening rate, designed to strike the perfect balance between daily comfort and on track. A lot better than this old suspension. Look at it. Even though the rear shocks and springs were going in pretty easy, with time ticking away, I was starting to get quite tired and feeling the pressure. I've still got to install the fronts yet and get the car MOT'd before we get to the show. So with the rears done, let's jump onto the front. You know what I said to you earlier?
Yeah.
I want to get rich and famous like Matt Armstrong.
Yeah.
And we're going to run off into the distance. Matt Armstrong makes it look so easy. I think Matt Armstrong does a lot more difficult job than what people think he does.
This
yeah.
is how you started.
You know, he was twisting spanners on a driveway. He didn't have dugger-duggers. So it's only when you get famous you get dugger-duggers. Yeah. That's how it works. So I need to get famous to get a dugger-dugger.
Yeah, this weekend is all about.
I'm going to get famous this weekend.
Yeah, so it happens in a weekend.
It happens in the weekend.
One
show, that's it. Couple of stickers, and then, you know, that's it, I'm famous. So move over Matt Armstrong, yeah. Chris Licks, or them not. Who else? Who else is famous? Auto Alex, weekend.
Yeah.
That's it. Once I stopped feeling sorry for myself and stopped talking a load of shit, I really started to struggle with the front end because this car has really not been maintained very well. All of the parts were so hard to remove from this car, so I really had to bite the bullet and get in the big guns. This is Ali from AGP Auto Service and AGP Motorsport. With his help, the progress on the front end really started to speed back up again. So whilst Ali finished stripping off the front end of the car, I took it to the back and got the spoiler back on. So everything was going so well, but as I said, tiredness was setting in. I got the spoiler back on, everything fine, until I closed the boot. I forgot to plug something in, and now the boot won't open. Great, so there was only one thing left to do.
I think I'm stuck. I forgot there's no spare wheel. So I'm now in the... Oh shit, I'm sinking. Ah! I live here now.
Come here, give me your hand.
What?
I'd like to pull you back up.
Oh, that does come off. Quick, take that. Oh, fuck. You want to see filming again?
Yeah, trying to capture the movie
Hang on, hang on. If I... Ah, yeah, you see? Here we go. Put the camera down, help me. I can't move.
So whilst I'm making an idiot of myself, this would be a great time for you to hit the subscribe button on my channel. Anyway, moving swiftly on. So let me just quickly run you through where we're at right now. The driver's side is all stripped down, the hub is off, obviously drive shaft is just dangling there, anti-roll bar link is off, and the caliper is up there as well. So new pattern disc and top stroke mounts, as well as a new anti-roll bar link as well from Febi Bilstein. So that's soon to be on. Passenger side is stripped down. Didn't have to strip it down as much, but the anti-roll bar link is detached. No shock in there. But look at the state of these shocks. I mean, you shouldn't be able to do this, but I can literally just put it out and push it in. Those were absolutely ruined. And there is the broken spring there, which makes me think that the new Bilstein ones are going to be so much better. And look at the height difference. That's going to be fantastic. It's going to make this car sit so nicely. Unfortunately, after this, shit really hit the fan. I was running out of time, no MOT, and I did not know if my car was going to make it to the show. And things took a big turn for the worse. Because we were running so low on time, and Ali was still yet to MOT my car, Ali offered to fit my brand new lower arms, and that's when it happened. The captive nut snapped in my subframe, and it took over 3 hours to cut it loose so we could get a new bolt in there to hold up my new lower arm. At this point, I was really out of my depth, and I was in the hands from Ali from AGP. Did we make it? Of course we did. With a lot of hard work and some very good friends, I was lucky enough to make it to Wembley just in time to get set up. I thought my car was looking good, but wow, you should have seen some of the other cars. Being part of the show was a massive milestone for me. A full-blown celebration of car culture, creativity and community all under one roof in one of the most iconic venues in the UK, Wembley. The general atmosphere was unreal, DJing on my own stage, surrounded by some of the wildest builds in the scene, from classic restorations to full-blown custom monsters. I can only put my hands together for PetrolHeadonism, because PetrolHeadonism isn't just a show, it's a full-blown movement. A tribe of like-minded people who live and breathe cars, music and pure expression. A great big shout out and a thank you to Chiro from PetrolHeadonism for making myself and my family very welcome at this show this year. But in a blink of an eye, the weekend was done. That's a wrap. So let's head back to the studio and tell you what's next. What an amazing weekend. I still can't believe I got to host my very own show in the middle of Wembley for one of the most amazing car shows I have ever been to. PetrolHeadonism Underground 2025. It was insane. I was surrounded by so many amazing builds, amazing people, and of course the fantastic DJs that joined me on my stage. JFB World DMC Champion, James Bluck, Jason P. They really brought something extra to the show that weekend, so thank you so much guys for joining me on my stage. As always, the V5 Beetle threw up some problems along the way once we got back home. The boot lid still is not fixed. I honestly did get stuck in the back of my Beetle. It was ridiculous. So I need to fix my boot ASAP. The paint and bodywork needs some love, so I have to find myself a nice body shop to get that sorted, because if I'm taking it to shows now, it needs to be thereabout showroom condition. Well, hopefully. And of course, we're gonna have to sort out the exhaust. Right now, the car is far too quiet. Everyone thinks I'm blagging that it's a V5. I need to have that exhaust sounding like it's actually a V5. So we need to sort that in the next video. Thank you to Febi Bilstein for looking after me. We've got loads more parts going on this car because it's 20 years old. It's throwing problems left, right and center. The car was abused, so we really have to look after this car now. But after all that information, it's time to drop something new for you all. I need to tell you something that's been on my mind for a very long time. Say hello to RPM Sessions. This is a brand new part of my YouTube channel where I get to bring my DJ world for the last 20 years and car culture together to create something fresh, new and exciting, not only for myself, but for you guys. You can expect monthly mixes from myself and free to download, or you can watch them here on my YouTube channel, so make sure you subscribe right this very second. Please go and do that and hit that bell notification so every single time I do upload, you get notified that either a new mix is there, a new build is there, or I'm getting in trouble with my wife because I bought something else that I wasn't allowed to. But more importantly, this mix series is going to be filmed in different locations around the UK and maybe in Europe as well, because we're going to take this series on a road trip. Trust me, I am so hyped about this, and I've got some amazing ideas that I really want to share. But essentially, these mixes and this mix series is inspired by the people, the builds, and more importantly, the car culture. Thank you so much for watching this video then guys. I've really enjoyed making this one. It was so much fun. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, a like, and please subscribe, because it all helps to creating better content for you guys on this channel. Plus, we've got loads more ideas for RPM sessions. Thanks very much again. I will see you in the next one. Oh, and I might have bought another project, so don't tell the wife. So yeah.